news coming out, of course, is that the United Kingdom, not only has it added Nigeria to its red list, which is restricting incoming flights from Nigeria into the UK as a result of Omicron variants that were, new cases that were found from South Africa and Nigeria. Not only has it added Nigeria to its red list, it's also paused visa applications coming from Nigeria. The UK High Commission put out a letter saying that for now, all countries that are on its red list, they will pause visa applications. And as far as what the impact is, I mean, there are worries now that the first 2 quarters of 2022 globally, economic growth could be, I mean, it's still a little too early to say, but could be impacted by what these flight restrictions mean. That's it. So this could lead the flight restrictions. So first of all, flight restrictions could reduce demand for jet fuel, which basically reduces demand for crude, which could see crude oil prices continue to fall. I think crude is just under $70 a barrel, as of the last time I checked. So if you have more restrictions on flights around the world, then you've now got less people flying, which means that there's that impact on crude. The impact on crude, okay, $71 actually, $71.35 a barrel. So crude oil it did climb, but it's up about 2.1%. So that's good to see. But it was over $80 at some point, and now it's fallen to just over 70. There's also the December festivities. Again, I've continued to harp on the fact that cooking gas prices are one of the biggest impediments to having proper festivities, since, according to the data, Nigerians spend more money on food than they do on gifts and on Christmas decorations. I think it was World Remit, that's the remittance company. They did a study, a survey rather, comparing, I think it was around 14 countries, looking at how much of their household income is spent on Christmas gifts. And so they were comparing a number of nations, folks in some countries, Canada, the United States, I think the UK as well. Most of the money they spend during Christmas is on gifts. They broke it down into 3 categories. But for Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Kenya. So for some of the African countries, it was a mix. Nigeria and Ghana, most of the money went towards food, as opposed to gifts and Christmas decorations. I think for Kenya and Cameroon or other countries, most of them spent their money on Christmas decorations. So it was mixed, but it caught my eye that Nigerians spend most of their money on food during the festive period. For everybody who is, almost every celebration is, whenever it's the Salah holidays, you're asking your friends, where's the ram meat and so on and so forth. And so with that emphasis on cooking food, with that emphasis on the amount of money that goes towards preparing food for a festive period, the cooking gas prices are definitely going to have an impact on how much food is cooked. People might have to look at other alternatives that aren't as helpful to the environment, like using firewood and so on and so forth. So there's that. That one is on the one hand, but on the other, this flight restrictions now from the UK. It would be really scary if the United States joins in as well. You have to think about people who have business that they want to go take care of overseas. And again, this is temporary. This pause on visa applications is temporary. So it's for them to just try and evaluate things to see how things progress. They want to find out how the variant reacts to vaccines. Moderna has said that another vaccine will be needed in near term. So we'll have to see how that goes. But for right now, with cooking gas prices being where they are on the one hand, and then you've now got flight restrictions from Nigerians going to the UK on the other hand, even the CDC, Center for Disease Control, has said that people essentially would have to quarantine, I believe, or have to show a negative proof of a negative COVID test before coming into Nigeria. So if there's more restrictions on traveling, I mean, I know of a couple of people who have know of people who have had to postpone their flights coming into Nigeria for the festive period as a result of this. So if you think about, I think British Airways, I heard, was complaining about the restrictions because of what it means to their bottom line. So the aviation industry is definitely going to be affected. Domestically within Nigeria, we shouldn't see an impact. I mean, people will still be booking flights to go into at least transportation, aviation, road transportation businesses. Those, I think, should still be fine. Now, I should be careful when saying that, because armed robberies rise during the festive period. Armed robbers on the roads especially, are looking out for people who will be traveling back home. So either people are going to be booking more travel bookings or for road transportation, intra or interstate road transportation. That should rise. I'm expecting that more people will be booking early departures. So right now it's 6:38 a.m. I'm guessing that for those who are heading home for the festivities, they will be leaving around this time so that they can arrive at their villages in the early evening or late afternoon while it is still daylight. So while insecurity on the roads could affect interstate travel, I think that there will still be an upsurge in booking. So within the nation, that should be fine. There should also be domestic flights should still carry on and still be fully booked. So it's just the international leg where there could be issues. But for, people who are, as far as planning, parties, and folks who are, hotels that were looking forward to having people coming into the country, it's a blow, and it just tells us that this looks like where we are. We've had, Delta variant, I think there was a Delta 2, and then we've had this Omicron. We could be seeing more of these in the new year. The travel industry, the tourism industry, economic growth at large, demand for oil prices, it's scary stuff. I understand there's a petition going around that they should allow people to, quarantine at home instead of quarantining in hotels. I don't know how far that's going to work, because Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, came out saying that these travel restrictions are unfair and are not right. But Angola, Rwanda still placed restrictions on Southern African countries. Kenya didn't do it. Kenya went in the opposite direction. Now you've got the UK doing this. I think Canada already has restrictions on Nigeria. So it's this is yet another reminder that we're not quite where we need to be.
All right, great stuff. We have messages here. We're going to take the messages if we can. Let's see now. This one is from Benga Akamu, and it goes: food prices are going into the roof, and is it fair for the UK to ban Nigerians from going to the UK? Have they found anything to fight the Omicron virus? And that's from Benga Akamu there. Yinka comes in with: if we were a normal country, maybe this is a good time for reciprocity against the UK. Thank God the main virus didn't start from Africa, else half of our population would have been wiped out. My point is, this whole restrictions makes no sense. If the Omicron was discovered in the US, will the UK ban them? That's from Yinka there.
That's a very good question. It's a very, very, very good question. It's the whole issue around how African nations are being treated. Well, look, as far as retaliation, I don't know if that's that's something that we're able to do. When you think about the fact that the UK is Nigeria's biggest trade partner, the UK is one of the largest sources of foreign direct investment in Nigeria. They are our big brother or big sister. So and they would say that it's not just Nigeria that they're doing this to, it's Southern Africa and other nations. So as far as retaliating, that might not be in our best interests, best economic interest to now start any kind of issues. And of course, there will be diplomatic discussions at the diplomatic channels between both nations. So this is all temporary. Should emphasize that this is all this is all quite temporary. I quickly want to touch on cement prices. The Guardian is reporting here that cement prices have climbed about 40%, and they continue to rise. I mean, well, what isn't rising as far as prices are concerned in Nigeria? I remember a Twitter conversation going on over the weekend where somebody was asking everybody else whether they cook at home or they eat outdoors. Cement prices have risen by 44% from December of 2020 to November of 2021. Within the past 6 months, price of cement has risen from 3,200 to 4,600 a bag. I think the Guardian did a market survey in Abuja, Ogun, Osun, Imo, Rivers, Anambra, Lagos, Oyo, Enugu, and so it's a 50 kg bag that has risen from that 3,200 price to 3,000 to 4,600. So there's been, if you think about affordable housing and what affordable housing means to the federal government, you can't have affordable housing if cement prices continue to rise. Should we continue to focus on cement as the main base for building houses? In the US, UK, other in the West, some of them, they use wood structures, right? Which would make a house easy to burn down, but then it's supposed to be insulated. So there's been talk of whether or not we should look at other means of building in order to as far as items are concerned, building items, in order to reduce the price. Because for developers that import a lot of items that they use for building homes, they're imported, right? And so as a result of them being imported, that also has the pass-through effect of FX implications and so on and so forth. So so again, this is I was just talking about cooking gas a moment ago. Now you've got cement prices that have also been on the rise. It's a bit of an issue, and it is going to, as far as affordable housing, closing the housing gap, which they've been saying is 17 million units for how long now? I'm sure it's higher than that and has grown. It's another issue as far as when you think of the Nigerian dream, being able to build your own home, living in it, and so on. Rising cement prices are a problem.
All right, we have a message here. This is Delvin from Yaba. It goes, good morning, guys. That's SA president coming out to respond to the ban. But no, our president will only talk after 5 weeks. We don't even have the slightest data as to the revenue UK generates through Nigerians, e.g. from travel, education, etc. And that's from Delvin there. Engineer All Rise goes, good morning, guys. This COVID is turning into a geopolitical event. Did any country ban China for being the originator of the virus? This is what we get for having leaders that won't move a continent forward, but are there for their own selfishness. We have no value to add to the world. It's simple. It seems, that's what he says. Yinka is back with UK, big brother to who? Maybe you. And he goes, maybe you. How is the UK different from France's way of slaving the francophone African countries? In fact, in my view, I think France manages its former colony better. Please do your findings and check how much Nigerians have spent on UK education. I think it's time to recheck who really benefits from who. And this last message here is from Ogene Uchuku, and it goes, this festive period, I bet you travel fare on roads, especially those traveling to the east part of Nigeria, will be hiked by 100%. And it goes on to say, I don't know why cement prices keep rising, despite the fact that the major raw material are available locally. Even if the Naira has depreciated, there should be a minimum price increase. And that's from Uchuku. Messages.
Strong points, great points. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your messages. Judith, thank you so much. We'll have to keep observing things and see how they develop.
All right, and thank you to you too as well.